This is an Ellis Mowers and More small engine vlog. Stay connected on Instagram and Facebook at Ellis Mowers and More. Comments or questions? Leave them below or email me, ellis@ellismowers.com. And as always, like and subscribe for more small engine content. On today's vlog, we're going to do something that I don't think I've really done on the channel here before, and that's simply just going through Facebook Marketplace, looking at some ads, potentially giving y'all ideas as to what to buy, what to leave alone if you're looking in your particular area for mowers to flip or something along those lines. I get asked this a lot about how do I pick up mowers for cheap, how do I flip them, and things along those lines. Currently, I don't go after Marketplace at all anymore, and you can see why, because I have more than my heart's desire of mowers. However, when I was first starting out, doing riders especially, and doing push mowers, I'd look for lots of items. I'd look for multiple mowers for cheap. Usually you can get the best deals off of that. You also have a better chance of getting good returns because you have more mowers for less money, if that makes any sense. I got this idea off of the YouTube channel Watch JR Go. He ended up doing a "Can you buy a good car for $500 anymore?" video. And I keep looking on Marketplace. The good deals are out there for lawnmowers. They are. You just have to look daily, if not 2-3 times a day. If you can find one, then you should be good. So what I'll do, I'm going to hook the computer up. We're just going to look at what is available on Marketplace in my area. We'll take some of the ads, analyze them pretty quickly, and just see my thoughts on them, and hopefully it gives y'all a little bit of insight if you are looking to buy mowers to flip, what to look for, what not to look for, or what to look for and buy, what not to look for, and what not to buy, and some pointers and whatnot while you are looking. Obviously, distance is a big deal, so make sure that it's within your comfort zone of going to buy and go get. So, if you find a $100 mower that's 100 miles away, then you spend another $50 in gas to go get it, So you got to just be careful when it comes to that. But either way, let's get on the computer. Let's load up Marketplace, see what we got in the area, what type of deals there may be in this video. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to take and look at everything in my area under the word mower currently that pops up in my area. That may be something that you may be looking for if you're going to try and flip something or repair something. I figured that this would be a good, tutorial, what I'm looking for and things like that. There's quite a lot of good things here from what I can tell. So the first one, we'll just click here right in my backyard. Riding mower for $350. Looks like a Craftsman T1500, which is an MTD. There's only one picture from what you can see, and a pretty small description. Bought new mower, nothing wrong with it, will need battery. But if you look, you can see that the rear tire is flat. If you need to put a battery in it, great. So you'll have to do some tire repair. Realistically, you'll probably get about $700 out of this one fixed. This one does have the Veradrive with the pedal, so it's basically a Troy-built Bronco. So you're probably looking at about $700 if you get this fixed, which, if you literally just had to put a battery in it, fix the tire, then that'd be good. But you're probably talking about blades, the Veradrive belts you never know about either. So, for somebody who wants to maybe pick it up and keep it, not a bad deal. I'd be very on the fence about getting something like this. Next one, let's just click some sort of zero turn. Shoot me an offer. Usually they want more than it's worth when they say that. You can always throw offers. Murray riding mowers, I don't even touch anymore hardly because they don't even bring any money. If this thing's fixed, like if it really just needs 2 tires and the carb clean, and you clean it up, you'll probably get $350 to $400 for it. And this one's not very close to me. So Murray mowers, I don't even own one anymore. I got rid of all of them earlier this year. This one is a little far away as well, so just make sure that your distance is not too far if you're going to look. Don't have key been sitting for a while. If y'all know, keys are universal for these, so you just take a key. You never know. You may get there and it may start up. Probably will need a carb work, fresh gas, something along those lines. But for $75, it's a 48-inch cut Husqvarna. You may get lucky. And these things usually will, I mean, it looks like it had been sitting under a tarp. You may get lucky. If this was relatively close, I'd be willing to go pick it up. And usually I can pull about $800 to $900 out of these. Sometimes a little bit more, but these don't age very well with the seats and stuff like that. So they cosmetically don't look very good, which brings the value down on them. So let's see, we have a Craftsman riding mower engine here. And so it looks like it's a running and driving Craftsman mower. The only thing is the opposed twins are great engines. I don't like selling them because they seem to have hot start issues a lot of times. I guess you got to put a strong battery and stuff in them, but those engines are getting to be 25 plus years old. And although they're great engines, they don't seem to age as well as the single cylinders in terms of reliability for the common customer. It looks like it's pretty good shape. You could probably clean it up and flip it for about $450. If it was relatively close to you, you could probably do that during prime season. But, let it, use at your discretion. See if you could get it for $200. You may be all right there. This one right here is just my listing. Just wanted to show you all that, simple to the point, what type of engine it's got, what cut it's got, runs and cuts well with no issues. See if we can get $100 for that basic Hyper Tough mower that works or that sells for $250 now. So this one's been on here for a couple of days saying that it's need gone today. John Deere lawnmowers. It's 2 mowers and 1 motor, 1 engine. None of the engines are locked up. Should be able to make at least 1 good one out of the 3. These old John Deeres, that's like a LT 133 it looks like, and that's going to be an LA series machine, but they look rough. They look really, really rough. So I'd probably pass on them. $75, but they look really, really rough. If you got them fixed, you're probably going to put a lot of work into them and not really be worth it. There's an ad for a mower shop. Here's a $500 Craftsman mower in Henderson, 4 years old, $1,800. It says he just doesn't need it. So you could probably, if it's in good shape, which the front end looks like it's a little weird right there from that picture. But overall, it looks like it would clean up really nicely. It's a T130, which is, it looks like the equivalent of a Troy-built Bronco. It's probably got one of the new Kohler, it's not a 7,000, but the single-cylinder version of it, I think 5800 series or something in it. But that looks like, this whole front end looks like it's jacked around, so you'd have to go check that out. But if it's not, then, you could probably flip it for about $850 or so, since it is a newer machine. The Craftsman mowers, especially the red ones, sell fairly decent for what it is in my area. Again, prices vary. This is just what I get in my area here. There's another one of my ads. You got riding mower parts here. Hoods, it says. So hoods, $40 a pop. I could actually use that hood for a mower that I have, but he's a little too far away for me to go pick it up for $40. Let's see, another mower shop ad. Here's a riding lawnmower. Boland's lawn tractor runs like a champ. No issues with the engine. some dilemma with the transmission and not going forward or reverse sometimes. So it's probably needs some drive belts. For $100, if you put drive belts on it, clean it up, it's probably a $400 to $450 mower in my area. Yeah, especially with a little bit of discoloration on the front. It does have the lens on it, which is relatively rare, it seems, especially for one that's been used pretty good. So, you may get $450 out of it if you fix it right. Nothing crazy. Again, that's kind of borderline and also not close to me. But let's look at, there's a lot of stuff out here if you're careful, and I'll kind of analyze stuff a little bit later to see what I think some of the better ones are. And you can let me know in the comments what you think are better as well. Used lawnmower used for projects and to rebuild, make an offer. These things look like they have been cannibalized significantly. That one has a deck on it. That's a 0 turn, and then a couple of other machines back there. Let's see what the other pictures are. Yeah, that's like a L120 John Deere. It's a Troy-Bilt XP Mustang 0 turn. Looks like it's been sitting back there a while. Old MTD, probably not worth fixing. That 0 turn looks rough. You almost need to pay somebody to get those out of the yard. So he probably wants more than what you need. This guy sells a bunch of parts machines that are just the bodies. Nobody really wants the bodies of these unless they have a Craftsman with a cracked frame or something. Here's a 42-inch Troy-Bilt. It says it needs engine work. It comes with the deck, $100. Troy-Bilt Pony, 17.5. It's probably valve, carb, or camshaft issues. And then there's the deck. So, definitely wouldn't pay more than $100 for it. It's probably you can maybe get 5 to 6 out of that one for how nice it looks on the outside. Free. There's a lot of stuff like $100 and under, which has not been the case for a while around here. 3 riding mower frame. You got a Craftsman DLT 3000, the newer style like the YS. And then looks like a couple of John Deere LT machines from what it says. Okay, so we'll continue on here. Got a Troy-Bilt mower. We're starting to get a little bit far in distance from where I live. So says what, $100, not running. I know it'll need a battery. Engine turns freely by hand. I don't know anything else about it. Come get it. Again, probably a $500 to $600 mower. This is one of the probably about a 2010 model year, missing the discharge chute. Again, kind of borderline. If you're trying to get into this to flip them, if you don't have a lot of inventory, then you may want these. You just never know sometimes. So here's a Craftsman mower for parts. They are not free. Most all are cheap in price to sell. Usually if they don't put prices on them, they are more. And he's got a bunch. You could probably give him a lot offer. That's a great way to do things. And we'll do, let's see, we'll do a little bit more here because there's a few more that may be appetizing. And notice I put mower in, and most of the stuff that's coming up are parts machines. So let's see, it says rear end makes noise. I don't know what it is. It still drives both directions. And that is that a YTA? I think it is. Yeah, so if you're looking for YTA Husqvarna, that's the one that has the plastic transmission in it. So that's probably why the rear end makes noise, because they make a whining noise whenever they are, or like a whirring noise almost, whenever they're running. So, but that's a risk. But it says it runs and cuts good. If you clean it up, it's like an $800 to $900 mower. So, that's one of the better deals out here that we've seen so far. Another mower shop ad, 2-cycle John Deere push mower. Fun fact about this guy lives up the road. He gave me a free Poland Pro mower a while back. I told him, he asked if this would be worth selling, I said, man, if you can find the right buyer, this thing will probably fetch $300. So I hope he gets the money he deserves from this because it is in great condition. You never see these anymore. So hopefully he gets. I didn't want it because I knew I couldn't make any money off of it. It takes forever to find a buyer for that. Another interesting thing, here's a Wheel Horse 314. I've got a 312-8 here at home. That's got an 8-speed, and I got it fixed. It runs, drives, cuts, and does all the things, and I got it listed for $550 and can't get a bite on it. So these old classic machines, unless you want to buy them to keep them, I'd avoid them because they do not bring any money resale value, even though this one looks like it would clean up to be fairly decent, and it's only $75 for the whole thing. It looks like it's been sitting a really, really long time, though. Cool machine, though, if you decided you wanted something like that. Ariens mower that needs an engine, 21 horsepower Briggs. You can, if you got a spare engine lying around, hey, you can just put that in there, roll on with it. Probably get $700 to $800 out of that machine if you've got a good engine lying around. Let's see. So we're down there. This part's L120 has been on here for a long time. It's pretty clapped out, even though it does run. Doesn't come with, I don't think it comes with a deck or anything. Basically just a parts mower. So, yeah, so let's see. We've got a 48-inch Husqvarna. Throttle surges. Maybe $300 to $400 to be made off of that after you fix the throttle. He's got it listed for $500. You know, that may be an option for you as well. Mower repair and mowers for sale. Usually they're going to be either fixed or, let's see, not really a lot of description on the ad. Put descriptions on your ad, y'all, and prices. Descriptions and prices. So what do we got? John Deere riding mowers. These have been on here a while too. They ran until he bought a zero turn and stopped using them. Looks like they have been taken apart pretty badly. That one's missing an air filter cover, which means it's probably been exposed to the water and rain. That's a complete mower, but without hoods, they're only worth about $300 fixed, maybe $400 if they're nicer. $20 push mower in Zebulon. Looks like it probably would need a carb clean. There's no money to be made on that because it's a $60 to $70 mower after you clean the carb. Let's see. Here's a Craftsman. This is not a garden tractor. We've still got quite a few. There's a diesel lawnmower too. Quite a few good ones here. No money really to be flipped on that one. Scott's 42-inch mower. If it runs, it's probably needs a deck build. I just sold one of them for $300 that was fully sorted. So you won't make any money off of that. Craftsman mower has been sitting 3 to 4 years. It's got some sort of gripper tires on the back. Only one picture. This one's the DYT, so it's probably got electric PTO and stuff like that on it. But again, it's probably going to need carb blades, belts, and stuff like that. So maybe at $100, but definitely not at $200. At least in this area. Here's a blurry picture. Everything works. It's so blurry, it drives so fast, right? It needs a new starter. Usually it does not need a starter. Usually it's starter solenoid, which is even better. That's a Kohler engine. Not very good pictures. $250, probably priced where it needs to be. Not really make a lot of money. 2 lawnmowers. $220 for both. It says don't know much about either of them. That's an Ariens. Probably, I mean, if you can get them for $200, they may be worth it. They have been sitting a while though, if they're nearby. That one's not too close to me. Let's see what we've got here. We could keep going on, but we'll end it here in just a second. Let's see, that Ariens mower, unable to crank it. I don't see a deck for it, so I don't know. I could use the body off of this. If it was a little bit closer, I would go get it. I think I actually have it saved. So, riding mower baggers. Look at this, mower parts are complete. Oh, he's just a mower parts dealer. So, let's see. Anything else? We've got some duplicate listings here. John Deere mower parts. Here's a Craftsman rear engine rider. GT 5000 parts. So pretty much tit for tat. There's the wheel horse that I'm trying to sell that nobody wants. F525 zero turn or field front deck mower. So pretty much a lot of stuff here. Here's a 48-inch Husqvarna deck. We'll throw in the mower for free. $50. Wow. I'll have to save that because I could use the frame off of this, or I could use a mower frame if the mower frame was not cracked, So I might have to save that. Listed 6 days ago. Interesting. Sometimes you never know what you might find. And then we're just getting into really, really far away items now on here. So there you go, guys. We'll look at this Craftsman REF 1000. Engine was running. He says he'll take $125 for the whole mower. It looks like it's complete. It's got one of them power mower engines on it, though. Missing the air filter. I don't know if he had that. Yeah. So there we go, guys. Just a pretty lengthy look at Facebook Marketplace. Some of my thoughts of some of the machines that we have looked at. I'm just trying to scroll up to see what may be some of the better deals out there. The 2 lawnmowers for $220, you can probably knock them to $200, probably be all right. A mower engine lot for $500. It's a lot of engines for the money. He's got a Z-Track S620. It's actually a decent lot for the money there. A lot of engines, but I don't know the status of them. Honestly, even though it's a plastic transmission, this Husqvarna is probably one of the better deals out there currently. The Ariens, if you have an engine laying around, that's not a bad buy because the mower was in decent shape. And let's see, and that Husqvarna right there may not need a lot of work. So it looks like the Husqvarnas and the Ariens are kind of the winners today on today's venture on Marketplace. So there we go. We just spent about 15 minutes or so looking at Marketplace, just everything that's on there for that particular morning. A lot of times, finding the best deals, but also finding the largest number of traffic is going to be probably found on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings, truthfully. So, nothing on that one, nothing to really look at. Again, if you see free things, they're probably already gone unless you're lucky. Best thing I could tell you is write a custom message saying, I can come pick this up now, and see, if that works, because they're going to be flooded with tons of messages, especially if it's like a riding mower or something, or even like a push mower. I mean, people love free stuff. At that point, if it's free, just put it on the curb, but instead of going through that hassle of trying to, or put it up for like $10 or $50 or something. Depending on what it is, it really weeds out the traffic. You get a little money, but I guess of the deals that we found, really those 2 Husqvarnas were the best ones The one for $75 that had been sitting a couple years, that was the 48-inch cut, and then the YTA 46-inch that apparently ran and drove and did all the things, except it was still, the deck was taken off of it and the transmission made a noise. But those are kind of the way that those are. You could probably turn those around and not really have to do too much to them, as long as they ran when parked, and probably make, I don't know, those mowers usually bring $800 to $900 in my area. The rest of the stuff that we found, most of it was just kind of leftovers and not really worth anything. The things that you could look out for, though, are bulk buys. I know there were a couple of those that we saw. Sometimes you can get good deals on them if you buy a bunch of them. A lot of times what I like to do whenever I buy push mowers, I don't really buy a bunch of push mowers anymore, but whenever I bought those, is I'd find like lots of 7, lots of 20, and lots of 12 and things like that. You can make one pickup, pay one money, it's all at home, you fix it, you sell it, and you don't have to go out making running trips, especially for smaller ticket items like push mowers and stuff. In terms of 2-cycles, if you see broken 2-cycles on Marketplace, don't even bother. They're not even worth fixing. Stick to push mowers, riding mowers. Generators, especially if they're just haven't been running and sitting and have been sitting just for a while, most of the time they're good. You know, you can get a chipper shredder and leaf vacs and things along those lines too. A lot of times those just don't really have a lot of hours on them, been sitting for a while. Pressure washers are a toss-up. Always assume that it's a bad pump or a pump going bad, so you don't want to pay a lot for that, because man, I can't tell you the amount of pumps I've seen go bad. But hopefully this gives you a good tutorial as to my thought process for looking for things on Marketplace when I was more actively looking for things than I am now. As y'all can see in my yard, I don't really need any more. So the only time I buy anything is if people reach out to me or message me essentially now. If they just wanted to get it out of their yard, want it sold for cheap, think I can quick flip it, then I'll still bite on them just to get it in, get it out, and get a little bit of money. But in terms of like actively seeking stuff, I don't do that anymore. However, a lot of y'all might be. So I want to kind of give y'all a little bit of a tutorial as to when I'm browsing, what I'm thinking out loud, or what I'm thinking and saying it out loud in this video. And, you know, hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and hopefully y'all learned a little bit from it as well. A little bit of a lull right now in terms of repairs. Y'all saw that I've done a ton of riding mowers here lately. Craftsman mowers, Scott's mower, quite a few others, and it's hard to crank out 2 of those a week. So needed a little bit of a break here. I got a Husqvarna Zero Turn coming up. Probably going to be the next video on the channel, and we'll see what else it brings after that. Hopefully some trade vlogs and things along those lines if I can move a little bit of inventory out here. I do appreciate y'all watching this vlog though, and thank you for all the support of the channel. Hopefully y'all learned a little bit. Hopefully y'all like the idea, and if you did, you know, like, subscribe, comment down below, see what other ideas y'all might want to throw at me that I could do in an alternative to fixing a mower. I do appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.